No, look in my eyes. What do you see? Yes. Welcome to the Wrestling Replays. Cato here with the AEW Dynamite and Rampage replay of the week. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. We ain't gonna beat around the bush. CM Punk debuts on AEW Dynamite Wednesday night. Blew the roof off the place just like he did in Chicago. Hey, one of the most anticipated returns of wrestling of all time, to be honest. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this, right? I know somebody got to say it. I haven't seen Punk since 04, 05, right? If CM Punk today at All Out is at least 85% of that CM Punk that left back then, this is going to be an amazing matchup. An amazing match. If his body holds up and he's able to wrestle on a consistent basis, like, I don't know what he's done in his off time. As far as I know, he was on MMA. I don't know if he continued to train or not. But if his body hasn't taken the beating and the constant punishment, he could have some good years left in the wrestling business. I mean, really good years left. And if that's the case, there are a few guys who I'm dying to see CM Punk go against. Darby Allin being one, they didn't hesitate or waste any time. They went right forward. I think that's a great matchup with him. Only problem is, I wish it was some more build up to this match. You know, outside of promo here and there, I wish we had a face-to-face interaction. I wish, you know, some type of respect / disrespect kind of went on. Like, Darby, like, yeah, I know you're CM Punk, but look, you ain't been here for like 15 years, bruh. I'm that guy now. I wish it was something like that going on. But at least we're going to get the matchup. Yeah, the crowd went crazy, man. CM Punk came out, the crowd went crazy. Hey, can't deny it. The man still got the juice, and he gave away free ice cream. God damn it, I knew it. I know I should have went to Chicago. But he gave away free ice cream at Rampage. I don't know if he did at Dynamite as well. But, man, anticipation. Now, I know everybody's seen the AC on one shoe. They seen, the BW on one shoe. So you had the Bray Wyatt, you had the Adam Cole, possibly hint to happening. Adam Cole would kind of make sense. You have Britt Baker over there. You got, you know, people that he is personally friends with over there. So that could possibly be a great situation. And to me, to be honest, I wouldn't mind to see Adam Cole in AEW because the size of the AEW roster, and I mean their physical stature, it fits Adam Cole perfectly. Like, he's going to have some really good matches with the caliber of guys that's over there, because their styles mesh together so well, and he doesn't have to worry about, you know, taking on a giant of a man like a Brock Lesnar or somebody, or Roman Reigns, or Bobby Lashley, or Drew McIntyre, or even a Sheamus. Like, those guys are huge, man. And AEW really only got Lance Archer and Wardlow. That's really the big guys, I guess you could say. Brian Cage, he's muscular, but he can fucking move, man. And he's a shorter guy as well. So you can still make that matchup look really believable for somebody like Adam Cole if he did decide to match up with Brian Cage for whatever reason at any point. But the guys like CM Punk, the guys like Darby Allin, the guys like, who else do I would like to see? I would like to see him against Orange Cassidy. I would love to see him against any member of the Death Triangle. I think those will be awesome matchups. So, hell, even Andrade. I haven't seen him and Andrade before. I don't think they ever met each other in NXT. Helen and Aleister Black, they tore the house down in NXT at Extreme Rules. I remember that matchup. But it's just a list of guys he can go against, and he would match up well against so well. So, I don't know. I don't know if CM Punk was hinting towards it or not. If it's a spoiler, I mean, hey, I'm happy for Adam Cole either way. If you stay in WWE and move to a SmackDown Raw brand, there's still a lot of guys over there you can face that would be pretty awesome to see. And if you go to AEW, hey, it's a win-win for me because there's guys over there I would like to see match up with as well. So, perfectly fine with that. Now, we've seen the Lucha Bros defeat Varsity Blondes to advance in that tournament, and they will face the Jungle Express on Rampage to see who will face the Young Bucks. Varsity Blondes, I like that tag team. They're still young. I think if you turn these guys heel and give them a little more aggressive style, less of the high flying, less of the fan favorite type style, and they move to more of an aggressive heel type tag team, I think that would be what they need to kind of push them over the edge as far as what they can do inside the ring. The look, it would look perfect. They would look like legit jocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one liked jocks. They was always the bullies in all the shows and everything like that. They always beat you up, stuff you in the lockers, and I think that they would fit in that role so well if they decide to do something like that. We also got to see Orange Cassidy. He defeated Matt Hardy. The match was okay. I don't really care to see Matt Hardy. I'm okay. I don't care to see Matt Hardy too much on AEW anymore, right? I don't mind seeing him going against the guys like Christian Cage or even Kenny Omega. I wish if he was going for a title or something like that, then yeah, cool. But Orange Cassidy doesn't need the rub from a Matt Hardy victory. Orange Cassidy doesn't need to face Matt Hardy. It does nothing for neither person. I'd rather see Private Party go against the Best Friends than Orange Cassidy versus Matt Hardy. You got a young tag team like Private Party who wasn't on Dynamite or Rampage this week, and these guys should be the focal point because your tag team division is really good, but you lost one of your major tag teams in FTR. You know, they have that injury in that team, so you don't know if they're going to be the exact same tag team or what. You got LAX tied up in that rivalry, in that feud, so they really haven't been doing too much either. So why not start to build a team like Private Party? Yeah, they lost. Actually, man, that's the last time I seen them really on TV is when they lost in the tournament that they magically got put in, out of nowhere. Another tag team I would love to see, whoever's aligned themselves with Jake the Snake Roberts, is Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Like, dude, that's a team that should have been in this tournament. Regardless of who you wanted to win the tournament, that is a team that should have been in the tournament. They're 8-1, and the only team they lost against was Darby Allin and Sting in this year's time. And that's because, of course, Sting is coming back for a tag team matchup. That doesn't happen too often. Of course, you're going to put over Sting or Darby Allin. It makes sense, right? But, yeah, Orange Cassidy and Matt Hardy match, that was an okay match. We seen Hayter defeat Red Velvet. Red Velvet, I'm going to say this, man. Hey, she gained some momentum. She is getting better and better at every aspect of wrestling as a wrestler. As far as her confidence, she looks way more confident in the ring. Not that she was looking like a novice before, but she looks more polished than she was just like that short time ago. It's crazy. Her moves, like her moveset inside the ring, she takes her time. It's just everything. The story she tells inside the ring, it just looks perfect, man. Like, everything about Red Velvet right now is on track for me to like, okay, they're building her up to be a believable opponent for Britt Baker. Granted that she did lose this matchup. There was a lot of distractions and outside interference and stuff like that went on in the match anyway that allowed her to, force her to end up losing this matchup. But I guess, look, man, look out for Red Velvet, dude. I could see that being somebody that could possibly make a wave on Impact with those tag team titles. If she decided to team up with somebody, I could see her looking like a legit opponent for Britt Baker. Now, me personally, I think that title should stay around the waist of Britt Baker for about maybe a year's time. I think she is the best women champion right now for the company. She can do it at every aspect that you need her to do it at. So, I would let her be the front runner for our women's champion on AEW right now. You still got women like Big Swole, who I would love to see get back in the mix a little bit. You still got Nyla Rose, who they just, She just can't hold the title for anything. I don't understand why. She's the most dominant woman on the roster, it looks like. You have Jade, who looking like she's slowly getting everything together and coming along a little bit. But for right now, I like Britt Baker. I like Red Velvet. I like Swole. And Hater is with Britt Baker. So, of course, she's safe there. It's Chris Gatliner, too. She's a beast, too, man. She actually came out to help Red Velvet after the matchup. So she could possibly be someone who's in line for that title contention a little bit later on. And don't forget, Thunder Rosa is still hanging around. So, hey, it looks like the women division finally on AEW is starting to pick up. And put them on TV more, man. Like one women's match is not going to do. Give me 2 women matches. Don't keep giving me segments, man. Let these women out there wrestle. Get them in front of the crowd. Let them continue to build their fan base. Next, we had a match between Darby Allin, Moxley, Eddie Kingston. They defeated the Wingmen. This matchup, I don't understand it at all. Don't get it. I'd rather have seen another match. The match was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad matchup, but didn't really do it for me too much. I would like to see Darby Allin really focusing on one-on-one matchups to get ready for his CM Punk matchup that he has at the pay-per-view. And Moxley and Kingston is kind of in that weird phase where they don't really know what to do with them, so they're putting them with the younger talent or the talent that's not seen as much on Dynamite, which is cool. I think that's a great thing to do because now we get those guys time to shine. But I've been saying this for a while that AEW need to add another title, whether it's going to be like a middleweight title, I don't know if you want to call it Intercon. You could call it a U.S. title. You know, WCW had their U.S. title as well. You know, they do kind of go with that mode of what WCW was. You see some of the bunkhouse brawl type matchups. Those are the type of matchups, and just the way they carry themselves as a company kind of is like that NWA, WCW type feel, that 90s feel. So, I wouldn't mind seeing them add another title, a singles title, while you got guys here like the Sting, the CM Punks, and the Jerichos, the older guys, the Christians, the Matt Hardys. You can go ahead and add another title for your upper mid-card guys so that, hey, you can go a year or 3 from now to say Sting held this title. That's why it's so prestigious. Jericho held this title. That's why it's so prestigious. And then they could continue to build upon that legacy. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to, show the Impact titles so much. You don't have to show the New Japan titles so much. The AAA titles, or none of that stuff. You would have your own, and you can start to build that prestige upon this new title that you have. The TNT title is perfect. The world title is perfect, but you still need, I think you need one more title in between because this roster is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you have matches like a 3-man tag that I don't understand why, and it means nothing really besides you getting the young guys some shine. And the matches like Orange Cassidy and Matt Hardy, it's like, okay, you're fighting really just to notch a win on your, record essentially. Because, I mean, let's face it, what is that going to really boost Orange Cassidy to be like, okay, now I can challenge for the world title after Christian Cage? Like, nah, it's really not. Just, it looked like it's just something to entertain the fans for a moment. And that sucks to me. I feel like matches should be some type of meaningful. I understand you're going to have matches like that, the filler matches or whatever, but somebody like Orange Cassidy and Matt Hardy, I feel like their match should mean something when they're out there. We also seen the Gun Club defeat the Factory. That was a pretty good matchup. I really enjoyed that matchup. And man, when you seen Billy Gunn and Nick Camarado, you almost forget just how big Billy Gunn is. That's a big dude, man. It looks like one son got the hype, one son got the mass. So this could be a good tag team to come. We just got to see these guys really put it together. They're a really young tag team. Haven't teamed together much, at least not that I've seen on AEW. They got a few, tag team bouts under their belt. But I would like to see more of the Gun Club, just the tag team, the brother duo, if that's even where they want to go. They may want to be singles competitors, so who knows? It looked like we're going to end up seeing Paul Wight go against QT Marshall. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like every time I see the Big Show, no matter when he has come back, he's always had entertaining matches. He's always been good. It's never a situation where I'm like, the Big Show need to go ahead and hang it up, or Paul need to go ahead and hang it up. He's not Big Show over here, but so this could be a pretty good matchup. They've been building towards it, so I like where it's going, but I can kind of see the factory interfering and costing Paul Wight the matchup, and it's like, okay, we got Paul and QT Marshall, but what's this really doing at the end of this matchup, right? What does it do for QT Marshall, and what does it do for Paul Wight? I kind of always ask that question, and that goes back to me. You just want them to add a title, but I think that's probably gonna be a pretty good matchup. That should take place at All Out. But this this 3-man tag team match was actually pretty good. That was one of my favorite matches. And then the main event, we had Malachi Black defeating Brock Anderson. Brock looks like a young Arn Anderson. It's so funny. This dude looks like he's probably in his 20s, but has the body of a 50-year-old. Like, dog, how are you so young and old at the same time? But nonetheless, Aleister Black, Malachi Black. I'm sorry. Malachi Black. He did go out there and did exactly what he was supposed to do. He laid Arn Anderson out again after the matchup. That can only lead me to believe that Cody is around the corner. Cody will probably be back, if not this week coming up, the following week after that, or he's going to come out and pretty much challenge him at Dynamite and maybe challenge him to a match at the pay-per-view for the rematch at All Out. That was pretty much everything that happened on AEW Dynamite. Decent show, to say the least. It was decent. It wasn't its best. It could have been a lot worse. A few matches in here and there was good. The Lucha Bros and Varsity Blondes, I liked that match. I liked the Gun Club and the Factory match, and I did enjoy the Malachi Black and Brock Anderson. It just pretty much just solidified the dominance of Malachi Black, and it's going to show that Cody's going to have a real uphill battle when he returns and face this guy. He's going to really have to reach down into a dark place and, to meet Black at that same level, that same intensity. So I'm really excited for Cody Rhodes to come back. So that's going to be pretty good. Let's go ahead and jump into Rampage. One thing about Rampage that I noticed this week, right? SmackDown went off the air with a bang between Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, Street Profits, and the Usos. A nice little brawl broke out, right? They went off the air at, I believe, 10:01 or 10:02 on the dot. Rampage started at 10:02 on the dot. Alright? Now, I'm not saying that to say that, Rampage is scared of SmackDown. No, that's smart to do. When I come on the air, I want all eyes to be on me. I'll give you your little 1 or 2 extra minutes or whatever that you need, because when I come on the air, I'm going to have the Lucha Bros versus the Jungle Express, the finals to my tag team tournament, the winners receiving a shot for the AEW titles against the Young Bucks. I want all eyes on me. So as far as that concerned, I'm on board with what they did, if they did it as like a strategic factor. If not, and it just so happened to just, coincidence that SmackDown ran over 2 minutes and you started 2 minutes late. Whatever. But I like that they did that. Now, only issue I have with Rampage, right? We had the Bunny defeat Tay Conti. I'm not mad at that loss. I thought Tay Conti would get the win. I thought they was going to kind of build towards her going into that women's battle royal matchup coming up. So it looked like they're just trying to build up some momentum towards that women's casino battle royale match. So it was okay. I would have preferred to see, honestly, maybe a 4-on-4 women's matchup, tag team matchup. I think that would have been pretty awesome. That's something that I don't recall ever seeing on AEW. You would have had multiple women inside that matchup who's going to be in the Casino Battle Royal. You would have had women that possibly come out in the back and it leads to a nice big brawl or something like that. They could have built up so many ways other than just a one-on-one matchup, but the Bunny did get the win. Now, my issue mainly with Rampage is this. Not the Bunny and Tay Conti match. That was a fine match. It was a pretty decent matchup. But the main event, we had Christian Cage and Frankie Kazarian defeat Kenny Omega and Brandon Cutler. That matchup was the type of matchup that you should have had starting the match, right? Starting the show. People in it that you definitely want to see, but it was a slow matchup, right? It was a lot of Kenny Omega running around. He didn't really want to engage too much with Christian. Definitely not with Frankie, and definitely for surely not with Christian, the man who just beat him and who he has to face again at the pay-per-view. So he kind of was leaving Brandon Cutler out there to dry and kind of hang. You even had boos from the crowd, and I don't think it was because of him playing a great heel role. I think it was like, yo, we want to see you wrestle. You're Kenny Omega. Like, get in the ring. We want to see this, right? So, if you're going to have a matchup like that, you don't go off the air with a matchup like that. Let that match start it. I understand you wanted to start with a bang. So, if you wanted to start with a bang, you wanted to start with the Lucha Bros and the Jungle Express, you got to have a different main event. Or that tag team matchup has to be action-packed. Because you had a really good matchup between Lucha Bros and Jungle Express. Then you had Bunny and Tay Conti, which wasn't as exciting, but it was still a good matchup. It kind of brought the crowd down a little bit. Then you want to bring them right back up to close out the show. Now, if you would have had this Kenny Omega match and Christian Cage kick off the show, it would have built a little bit. The Bunny match would have brought it down just a notch because, honestly, they had pretty much the same type of energy in both matchups, right? So it would have brought it down maybe a notch or possibly brought it up a notch, to be honest. And then you would have went out on a bang with the Lucha Bros, Jungle Express, left the crowd wanting more, left the fans at home wanting to see more. And that's what we would have got. But I just don't like the matchup placement. And I didn't like the main event at all. I with the fans, I wanted to see Kenny Omega actually be Kenny freaking Omega, right? But understand, he's playing that heel role. He's trying to get under Christian Cage's skin before the pay-per-view, but we could have waited till Wednesday to watch him do something like that, or Rampage the following week to watch him do something like that. All right. Now let's get into it. The real match of this whole show: Lucha Bros defeating the Jungle Express. Now I'm not gonna lie. During the match, I said, "Wait a minute. I got it. Triple threat match: Jungle Express, Lucha Bros, Young Bucks, Steel Cage. This match is going to be awesome." I tweeted it, put it on my Instagram, put it on my Instagram story. That did not happen. I was so wrong. I'm not used to being wrong. I was so wrong. I am happy the fact that Lucha Bros are going to go face the Young Bucks at the pay-per-view All Out. But the last All Out, we watched the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros in a ladder match. Now, this All Out, we watched the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros in a steel cage match. The main reason I wanted a triple threat match, because that would have been something we have not seen yet. We just seen the Young Bucks and the Jungle Express face each other. So, for those fans that constantly say WWE has been feeding us the same stuff, guys, can't look. Let's call it a spade. AEW has been feeding us the same stuff as well already. MJF, Chris Jericho, multiple times. Young Bucks, Lucha Bros, already seen it. Young Bucks, Young Express, already seen it. Shoot, I know it's one more matchup I've pretty much seen already anyway as well. But let's call it a spade, man. We're getting the same matchup so far in AEW as well. So, if this is your issue with WWE, they're giving us the same stuff, then you should be turning off AEW as well. For me personally, I don't care as long as the story is written well. Long as the story is written well and the matches make sense, I don't care. Because some of these matchups, I can watch all day long. I can watch Lucha Bros and Young Bucks tear the house down every day of the week. And I'll watch it every day being just as entertained as I was the first time. To be honest, that's just me. Long as the story is written right and it makes sense of why these guys are fighting every day or every time they meet up on Dynamite or Rampage, cool. Fine with me. But that was pretty much everything that happened on in AEW Dynamite and AEW Rampage. I will be back with another episode of AEW Dynamite and Rampage right before All Out airs. So make sure you catch that video before you watch the pay-per-view, because we're going to do the replay of Dynamite, replay of Rampage, and we're going to do predictions of All Out, what we see happening. It should be myself and NYG for that show. I believe he'll be here. He travels a lot, so I believe he'll be here for that show. That should be a pretty good show. It's going to probably be one of our longer episodes since you'll have both of us together. Then we're probably going to watch All Out together. So, I can't wait. The All Out pay-per-view itself, to be honest, so far, it is a pretty good card. The CM Punk, everybody is waiting for that. Kenny Omega and Christian. Oh, that's the other match we just seen that we're getting again. Anyway, Kenny Omega and Christian. That still should be a good matchup. All you have to do is sneak your food inside. Yes, I'm encouraging you to sneak all the food, snacks, drinks inside the movie theaters, because those prices are ridiculous, right? Don't pay for that, man. Pay for your ticket, sneak your food inside, enjoy a great AEW All Out pay-per-view. But yeah, let me know what match you guys are looking for most to. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and mash that like button. Hit that subscribe and turn on your notifications so you make sure you get any type of video we drop. You're going to be the first ones to see it. Alright? Hit me in the comments. DM. Talk to me. Make sure you're following us at The Wrestling Replay. We will be starting to give away prior to Cody Rhodes pop. So we'll be starting to give away soon. Just got to figure out when and exactly what we want to do. If it's not just the Cody Rhodes, if it's going to be like maybe a cash card, if it's going to be some merch, like who knows, whatever it may be, right? But make sure you're following us, because that's the only way you're going to be able to enter the contest, because that's where we tell you about it and how to actually get in and how to actually win and what you're going to win. All right. So that's all I really got for you this week. I'll be back next week with the rest of everything that's going on AEW Dynamite. I am Cato. I am signing out of here. Peace.